Lindsey, this is Charlie Meister from Music Connection Magazine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad we finally were able to sync up.
Oh, I'm really glad that we were able to put this together at least, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, so you're in Madison tonight, right?
We are, yeah.
Well, that's exciting. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm really excited to talk about your tour. And personally, I'm absolutely thrilled because you guys are going to be here next Saturday. And just to give you an idea, we've caught you the last 2 times that you've come through Western New York.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, your show was actually my son's very first live concert experience.
Oh, wow. How old was he?
So he was 9 then. He's 11 now. And this time we're taking, so it's him, my wife, and I, and all of our parents. So it's it's an institution.
That's the whole deal. I love it. And I always love when I see, like, full families out there. Just, I don't know why. It makes me really happy.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? That's one of the reasons that I actually really enjoy covering your show so much every time it comes through, because it really is something that everyone can connect with.
Well, thank you so much.
You know, I think it's great. It's fun. There's a lot of traditional, holiday in there. But at the same time, it really kind of brings it home in terms of something that you can really connect with. And that's kind of the first thing I wanted to ask you about. This is the 4th tour, correct me if I'm wrong, right? This is the 4th holiday tour that you've done.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and it seems like that kind of alternates with touring the more traditional format over the summers.
Mm-hmm.
So how has that developed over the last few years, and is there anything new in store this year that we should look forward to?
Absolutely. One thing that I really pride myself on as I approach a show is I'm like, I got to figure out how to make this different. I have a lot of people that repeat and come year after year, and I know that. And so I'm like, I got to give them a new show. It's got to be fresh. And so, we always start with I think the easiest part to replace is costumes. We always make new costumes, and the costumes are beautiful and sparkly and fun. But this year, something brand new that we added that I'm really proud of and so excited about is aerial work. And I've been dabbling in it here and there, and this time I really went all out, and me and 2 of my dancers worked with a trapeze instructor and a lyra instructor, and we learned to do full-on aerial stuff. So for, several numbers of the show, I will be up in the air, and it's been really, it's been fun to feel the excitement every night from the audience when that happens. It really adds a lot to the show.
Oh, that's exciting. That is going to be really cool, especially, again, I know my kiddo's going to get thrilled because he's seen it a few times now, so that's going to stand right out.
Yay, I'm so glad.
Oh, that's exciting. Selfishly, I hope it's during the first few songs so that I can catch a few photos of it.
Oh, I'm trying to think. Well, we'll just have to wait and see.
That's right. Oh, that's really exciting. And then, in addition to that, though, you just had the special screening end of November with Home for the Holidays. So that was a theater event.
Yeah.
So tell us. I say tell us about that, right? So it's in the past now. But what kind of brought that to life?
Well, the Home for the Holidays was something that I worked on so hard during last year's lockdown, and it was such a special thing for me and my crew, because here we're used to traveling and touring together, several months a year, and then suddenly all these people that I normally employ, I couldn't employ. And so it was just as much of an attempt to find a way to employ the people that I love and that they're like family to me. Yeah. And give myself something to creatively work on so I didn't go insane. But also, I knew that there were going to be so many people that didn't get to do the family last year. So it was a way of kind of keeping my traditional life of entertaining my fans at Christmas. And I was so happy with how it came together. It's something I'll always be so proud of. And so I was really excited when we got to give it a second life and throw it into the theaters. And, it's still playing in some markets, and it's just been really cool to see how it's been received and how fans have, felt seeing it again. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. Now, do you anticipate, and maybe getting ahead of myself a little bit here with that, because, from the very, very first time I saw your show, my impression was this is something everyone needs to see. And I'm not overselling it when I say, like, you know, people associate like Christmas with, like, you know, Radio City Music Hall and the Rockettes. And I think about it like, this is just such a great show that I would want everyone to see it. In little pieces at a time, I'm trying to get my whole family there. Yeah. But do you anticipate like a home release for that at some point down the road as well?
You know, that is a hope. That's kind of what I would love to do for next year, is to give it, you know, like a DVD or, you know, something kind of like that. So that's the hope. We will see with all the hoops you got to jump through, you know, since Christmas music involves songs that I didn't write. So you have to jump through some hoops, but I'm really hoping we get to do that.
Yeah, no, that'd be really nice. That would be really cool. So, well, me too then. So I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the show that you're doing here I'll be covering the show here in Buffalo, New York. And this is the second time that you've brought the holiday show through town. And 2 out of 2, this has been done. And maybe this is in every market and I'm just not aware of it. But both times this has really been, you know, a charity function as well. Is that the case for all of your shows during this tour, or are we just getting lucky here?
We have a tradition of partnering with Ronald McDonald in New York, and so that has been, and it is just there that we get to do that. However, you know, I am doing a charity, like, I mean, I guess every Christmas I have a tradition of helping people pay medical bills, and this year I'm partnering with Resolve Medical to do a bigger impact of it. And so we're taking and the money, most of it comes out of my own funds. So I'm basically taking a lot of the money that I am making from this Christmas tour to go back into that, which is my own charity. But because we have a tradition of partnering with Ronald McDonald House, we decided to still keep doing that, because they are such an incredible organization, and it kind of falls in line with the same goal as what I'm trying to do anyway. So I feel lucky to work with them.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic, and it kind of adds to a really kind of a feel-good evening, if you will, right?
Oh, absolutely. So. And we were lucky enough to get to go visit the house last time we were there, and just what they do is so special, and, you know, just the impact they make on these families' lives is just incredible, and it's life-changing stuff. So I love it.
Yeah, no, definitely. And not to get too off topic with the holiday tour, because I'm, as you can tell, very excited to be able to cover that in a week. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie, I've got a real itch to see if there's going to be a future leg for the Artemis tour coming through here at all next year.
Oh man, touring next year is so up in the air. We're still figuring out
True.
If we're going to be able to go out of the States at all, and if not, what's the other plan? So, you know, the touring industry is such a mess right now, but I just feel so grateful every day when we wake up and the show's not canceled. Like,
oh gosh,
you know,
yeah.
I mean, actually, it's a lot less scary now. Now it's very consistent, and we all feel really good. But in the summer, when we toured the Artemis tour, it was actually every day, like, are we going to get to do the show? Okay. All right, we got a show tonight. Like, it was kind of scary, and you know, and I'm grateful that things seem to be right now evening out, and you know, and I hope that continues for next year.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Well, same here. I know you were you played at again, keeping kind of local here. You played up in Lewiston at Art Park a few times.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate to catch the last time you played up there. I want to say that was about 3 summers ago, which was awesome. But yeah, so it's been the holiday tour ever since.
Yeah, man, we got to bring the other ones up there. I didn't realize that.
yeah, don't worry. I feel like you've got a pretty built-in audience here, though, for sure. Every time I've gone, it's been a packed house.
Oh, well, we'll keep our fingers crossed for that this year. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so you guys just really kicked that tour off a week ago today, if I'm not mistaken, right? Memphis?
Wow, has it only been a week? It feels like the road is such a funny time warp. Like, in one way, you're like, oh, it feels like we just started and then the tour's over. But in another way, it feels like we've been here forever. So I guess, yeah, it has been a week.
Yeah. Things going all right so far?
Things are great. I feel like we've fallen into that wonderful groove. You know, the first few shows, everybody's thinking super hard. And, you know, because you have to. It's brand new and everybody's remembering where they need to be. And, you know, it's quite a complicated show where all the props have to be and, you know, throughout the set where we have to change and all the things. It's just, you know, it's a lot. And we've fallen into the groove now over the last few days where it's now just fun up there, and we get to just live the tour, not just think it. And so it's turning out great. I'm loving it.
Awesome. Well, that's really great. Little instruments and all.
We got the little instruments. We do. I love my tiny violin.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's great. I'm really excited for that, and I can't wait to see it. And again, I know you said that there's some other great stuff this year. That's a first with the aerial, so that'll be really neat to see too.
Yeah.
And then you guys are running this for right up until not Christmas Eve, the 23rd. It looks like.
Yeah, so we basically all fly home on Christmas Eve and get home just in time to be with our families that night, which will be so nice. Leave our tour family to be with our real families, and which is sometimes it's hard to see where one stops anymore and the other begins, because some of us have been touring together for 10 years, and so we are like each other's family in so many ways. It feels very natural to be doing holiday things and like Thanksgiving with like these people, because they're my family too.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's really cool. Now, so I know you just mentioned that next year, obviously touring, there's a lot of stuff that's up in the air, and that's totally understandable. So many touring artists are seeing their tours be rescheduled again and again, or canceled and not rescheduled, whatever. At the same time, your latest album, like I said, I would really love to see that live, but are you anywhere in terms of following that up?
The plan is actually in the new year, as soon as I get back, the plan is to start a new album. So, which is really exciting / daunting. My favorite time of the cycle is when I finish album, because then I know I don't have to do it for another 2 years. Because I think my favorite part of being a musician is bringing the music to life, like making the music videos and like creative directing the tours and then doing the shows and like even rehearsals. I love for me, writing the music is the part that is a little bit stressful and a little bit scary. And so I'm like, ooh, but it's time. And I actually feel ready. I'm getting the bug where I'm ready to go in and face that challenge and do it once again. So, and I'm thinking I'm going to do a rock album this time. It just feels right.
You threw that question out there on Instagram a little while ago.
Yeah.
And of course, I was one of the first people to mash that heart and say, yes, do it. But you've definitely got plenty of people that you could, should you decide to collaborate with people, it seems like that kind of goes heavier on some albums more than others. But I feel like you sort of have quite a bit to draw on if you decide to go that way now.
It's funny. I feel like you're right. I've been almost drawn to rock music for my entire career, even though I considered myself more in the EDM world. And that's where I was trying to lean. I kept collaborating with artists like Lizzie Hale and, Escape the Fate and All Time Low and, Amy Lee from Evanescence and touring with Evanescence. So I'm like, this just feels like such a natural progression, and it is a piece of my heart. And I also was so shocked to see the overwhelming excitement from, all my fans being like, please. So I was like, okay, I guess that's it.
I can already tell you that would be my most anticipated album of the year, and I do not say that lightly, because when genres blend in a way that's just sort of natural but completely unexpected, it just makes for such a delicious listening experience. And so I'm glad to hear you say that. Again, I think you posed that question. God, it had to have been a couple months ago now.
Yeah, probably.
But to hear that you're still thinking along those lines is very exciting. So, yeah, definitely would love to see that.
Awesome. Well, stay tuned. It'll come.
So awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Lindsey. We all are really looking forward to catching your show next week. As always, I'm excited to share it with more people. And I know it's going to be a packed house and everybody's going to have a blast. So I really wish the best to you and your family and your whole touring crew. I hope the entire tour goes incredibly well, and I hope next year really opens the doors to be able to do everything that you guys want to do and everybody else that's trying to hit the road.
Right. Oh, well, thank you so much. And thanks for your great questions and enthusiasm. And I'm excited to come back to Buffalo.
Awesome. Well, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.